Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I'm properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Okay. So, good evening and welcome to Khan Global Studies. I welcome you all to this platform. And today we are starting with current affairs of 4th of August, that is today. Okay. The topics which we are going to discuss in today's session. The first topic which we are going to discuss, it is about India and UK deal. Okay. It is going to be about the deal between India and United Kingdom. We have seen the trade deal. We have seen the components of it. Now we are going to analyze this from different perspective as per the editorials. Okay. So in that same section, you can add all these sections. Okay. So here we are going to talk about India-UK deal. Then we are going to talk about biofortified potatoes. Okay. We are going to talk about this one also, that what is biofortified potatoes and what additional benefits they are having, plus what is the benefit of having fortified foods. So this is the second topic which we are going to discuss. Okay. The third topic which we are going to talk about is AI designed proteins. Okay. The AI designed proteins. Last year, if you have been watching the news, you may have seen that last year there was a Nobel Prize for just this one part, for computation of new structures of protein and for predicting their structure. There was Nobel Prize in chemistry. So now we are having these AI designed proteins also. We are going to talk about that. And then we are also going to talk about a volcano which is there in case of Russia. In Russia, we have seen that volcano has been rising. There was an earthquake near this Kamchatka Peninsula. There was a tsunami wave going up to the height of 20-30 meters. And then what we see that, 2-3 meters. And then what we see that there is a volcano also which has erupted near the same area. So we are going to talk about that also. Okay. Yes, I am quite good and I hope all of you are also doing well. So let's start with some questions. The first one is this: which of the following is not an example of alternate investment fund? Venture capital fund, SME fund, social venture funds, or mutual fund? So which of them is not an example of alternate investment fund? SME fund, yes. So I think you know this one part, that mutual fund is the one which is not a part of alternate investment fund. So that is quite simple. It is mutual fund which is not a part of alternate investment fund. Now we have this one question. Consider the following statement. The Nisar satellite has been placed in a high Earth orbit. It consists of S-band developed by ISRO for observing mostly the soil moisture in dense vegetation. Which of the statements given above are correct? First part is, it has been placed in a high Earth orbit. It consists of S-band developed by ISRO for observing mostly the soil moisture in a dense vegetation. So what will be the correct answer? Question number 2. D option. Okay. So I think you know this part. It has not been placed in a high Earth orbit. It is just at around kilometer of 780 kilometer approximately, 780 kilometer approximately. Okay. And this is a low Earth orbit, not. In fact, it is a sun synchronous low Earth orbit. It is sun synchronous low Earth orbit. Okay. It consists of S-band developed by ISRO. Up to this point, it is correct, but it is not able to see through the dense vegetation. For dense vegetation, we have the L-band which has been developed by NASA. So here, second option is incorrect. Answer is D option. International Court of Justice was one of the principal organs of United Nations its ruling are binding on the member nations of United Nations. So which of the statements are correct? First part is saying it is a principal organ of United Nations. Second is saying its rulings are binding on the member nation of United Nations. Which of the statements given above is are correct? A option, D option, C option. A option, okay. A option. I think majority of people are going with option number A. A few answer as C and then D option. Good evening. If we look at this, International Court of Justice is one of the principal organs of United Nations. That is correct. It is among the 5 principal organs of United Nations. So that one part is correct. Second is saying its rulings are binding on the member nations of United Nations. It is also correct. Why this is incorrect? Why would be the second statement incorrect? There is one thing binding and there is one thing enforceability. So it is binding on the nations, but it is not enforceable many a times. Sometimes it can be enforced, sometimes it cannot be enforced. It is simply saying its rulings are binding on the member nations or not. Okay. So advisory opinions are not binding. Advisory opinions are not binding, but its rulings in general are binding upon the members of United Nations. So only the advisory part is not. If there is an advisory one, if there is an advisory jurisdiction, so then it is not binding. But in case of dispute resolution, it will be binding. This is going to be binding on the nation. So second option is correct. So answer will be option number C. Okay. So answer will be option number C. Advisory jurisdiction is like non-binding, whereas the normal rulings is binding. Okay. So sometimes when you are going in the flow, 2 questions seems to be easy, but on the next part, then you may think that all the questions are easy today. So you might be going through the same sequence, but every question will be easy, and then you find one. Okay. So answer here will be option number C, both 1 and 2. So there is this one information for you. We are having the UPSC foundation batch for 2026 in online medium. So it is also starting from 2nd of September. Okay. We are also having an offline batch also. There is an offline batch also starting from the same date, 2nd of September in Prayagraj. Okay. So we are having both these batches, online also and offline also, for UPSC as well as UPSC. This is the Adhyan batch. We have got it from June itself. So here we are covering current affairs from the month of January 25 to mains 2026. Okay. In this, we are doing this revision of the current affairs. We are also revising some of the static portions. We are preparing themes of mains also. And plus, we have the component of answer writing also as part of this. So we are also regularly practicing about answer writing. So this is one more information for you. We have this current affair for Hindi and English both, which is available in the store of Khan Global Studies. So this magazine is also available now. Now, principal organ of UP, United Nation or UP? It is principal organ of United Nations. Yes, there are 5 principal organs of United Nations: International Court of Justice, United Nations Security Council, United Nations General Assembly. Then we have the Economic and Social Council and Secretariat. There was one more principal organ, that was like Trusteeship Council, but now it is defunct, means it is not functional. So 5 principal organs at the present time. So now we have this one thing, like there is a popular saying that the devil lies in the details. Okay. The devil lies in the details means normally when you are seeing any deal, you are mostly seeing the highlights of it, mostly seeing the headlines of it. But the devil lies in the details. When you go into the detail of that deal, then you find out that what are the challenges or what are the issues which might be there in case of any such trade deal. So here there is one issue which has been highlighted by this editorial. This is not the only issue, but this is one prominent issue which has been highlighted by this editorial. Okay. So what is the issue all about? The issue is about compulsory licensing. The issue is about the compulsory licensing. Okay. So this is one provision in the Indian patent laws. In the Indian patent laws, we have one provision of compulsory licensing. Okay. So what we see here that in case of India, suppose that there is a company, there is any company which has manufactured a product. Like there was one company, Natco Pharma. There was one company, Natco Pharma. This Natco Pharma has made a drug which was called it sorafenib tosylate. Okay. This is one such medicine. This was one such drug which was used for treatment of cancer. Okay. It was like an anti-cancer medicine, or it was used against cancer. Okay. Used against cancer. But what we saw here that this medicine was quite like costly. This medicine was quite costly. The monthly treatment dosage of this medicine, the monthly charge for administering this medicine was near around 2,80,000 rupees approximately. Near about its charge was 2,80,000 rupees per month. Okay. So this was unaffordable by the masses. Many people were not able to get this medicine, and on one hand the company was making profit, on other hand people were dying. Okay. So then as a result of this, a compulsory license, okay, it was provided. Okay. And what we see that the price of this medicine came down to like a generic medicine, or you can say that a variant was made of this, means the same medicine was manufactured locally, and the price came down to rupees 8,800 per month. Okay. So it came down to rupees 8,800 per month. Initially its charge was 2,80,000. From there you can see that it declined up to 8,800 rupees. The original producer was asking for 2,80,000 per rupees, but then after a compulsory license was provided. By the help of compulsory license, the price was reduced down to 8,800 rupees. We have also a recent example. There is another medicine which is called as hydroxyurea. Hydroxyurea. This one is used in case of sickle cell anemia. The charge of this medicine was also rupees 77,000. Then after, we have also issued a compulsory license to make this medicine. Compulsory license to make this drug or medicine. And the price was brought down to rupees 600. Okay. The price has been brought down to rupees 600. So this is one provision. This is one provision what we have seen that, like, on one side we have a medicine which is coming at rupees 2,80,000. The same one is being provided at 8,000 rupees or 9,000 rupees. Similarly, we have a sickle cell anemia. There is a medicine hydroxyurea. The original price goes up to 77,000 rupees. After compulsory licensing, it has been brought down to just rupees 600. So all this is possible. How it is possible? How it is possible? How it's possible? So it is just possible because there is a provision as part of Indian IPR regime, as part of intellectual property right in India. There is an option. There is an option of compulsory licensing. Compulsory licensing. There is an option of compulsory licensing. And this is applicable. This is applicable when we are having a medicine which can solve a problem, but it is unaffordable or inaccessible. The company which is there, it is not able to produce it sufficiently, or it is unaffordable to masses, or it is of grave public importance. Okay. So if it is unaffordable, if a medicine is unaffordable, if a medicine is unaffordable, inaccessible, and it is of grave importance for public, so in that case, there is an option of compulsory licensing, that a compulsory licensing can be done. And in that case, any company which has been like designated for the purpose can make the same medicine and sell it at a very low cost to the Indian market. So this is one thing, compulsory licensing. Of course, it will cause loss to the original company. But in case of medicine, medicine is not a business of just profit. In case of medicine, it is not just a business of profit. It is a business of saving the life. So life comes before profit. It is not that you are selling television or mobile phones or vehicles. If you are selling medicine, so there is an option of compulsory licensing. If there is a grave importance for the public health and other thing, compulsory licensing can be provided. So health is a basic right. Health is of necessity. Life, the value of life is above all the profits. So in that case, what we see that there is an option of compulsory licensing. But now, what is the challenge? The challenge is the devil lies in the details. We have this part of the India-UK deal. Okay. The parties recognize the preferable and optimal route to promote and ensure access to medicines through voluntary mechanism, such as voluntary licensing, which may include technology transfer on mutually agreed terms. Means as part of a deal, if there is a UK company, if there is a company of UK, if there is a pharma company of UK, if there is a pharma company of UK, so their medicine cannot come under compulsory licensing. So their drug, if they are manufacturing any drug, it will not come under compulsory licensing. Okay. So that is one of the challenge which has been pointed out with respect to this, the part of the deal between India and UK. There is an option that there can be licensing, but that licensing has to be this has to be done in a mutual manner, in a mutually agreed terms. It cannot be dictated just by India or just by the public health concern. It has to be on a mutually agreed terms and condition. So suppose a medicine company is there. Let's say there is a medicine company X. Okay, this is the company, X company. They are manufacturing a drug ABC. This ABC is being used for cancer treatment. Now, if they are creating a artificial scarcity, if they are creating a artificial scarcity of ABC drug, or they are even keeping a very high price of ABC drug, then also there won't be an option of compulsory licensing as part of this India and UK trade deal. So it is one of the challenge which has been identified in the case of India and UK trade deal. Okay. So that is one such part. Okay. So that is one such part that now there won't be an option of compulsory licensing in case of India UK. Now there is one question, how from licensing it reduce price? See, when we talk about any company like say X, if it is manufacturing this ABC drug, in making this ABC drug, it has to invest money on research and development, it has to invest money on trial, it has to invest money in approval, it has to invest money in marketing, it has to also give this information and incentives to doctors. Okay. So if they are taking their medicines to doctors, so doctors also have to be provided with some trips outside India or some special incentives, are they are also being provided to doctors. So in all this part, there is requirement of huge investment. This requires huge investment and plus time plus risk. Many a times these things will not be successful. Sometimes research and development, they may be spending tens of years for it, but still no result can be there. Trial, it may be successful, it may be failure also. So there is a investment plus time plus risk. Due to all this region, what we see that ABC is quite much expensive. It is very, very expensive. But if there is a compulsory license which has been given to Y company, they don't have to go through all this. They can simply get the formula, make the medicine and sell it in the market. So they don't have to invest on research, development, trial and all. They have to simply make the medicine and just give it in the market or give it to the patients. Now think about this. They are selling at, let's say, 77,000 and they are selling at 600 rupees. So do they need marketing? Do they need marketing for the 600 rupees? It will automatically promote itself. There is a huge difference in the price. On one hand, it is 77,000. On another hand, it is 600 rupees. Okay. So this is one part. In this case, there is no royalty, nothing. It is simply for the consumers. Simply the consumers will be getting it. Now understand one very important part. This company Y, it will not be using this commercially. Means it has to produce only that much medicine which is actually required by the consumers. It cannot sell it for gaining the profit. It is just for they are given an order that you have to manufacture and you have to sell it. No loss, no profit basis. Okay. They have to just make it and sell it. It is part of no loss, no gain. No. In this case of compulsory licensing, it is automatically provided. Like this company, it will be applying, it will be giving the formula to patent office. It will provide the formula to the patent office. So under compulsory licensing, this formula will be provided directly to Y. So they don't have to obtain formula from the company. It is as per the orders of the government or as per the order of the court. So court may order it or the government may order it. And after that, formula is automatically shared. It is not for the gain or loss of this Y company. They have been just given a target that you have to execute this. Or if government is having its own company, they will start making it. Okay. So it can be done by a government company also, or any private company can be given a contract that this much is required in Indian industry or Indian hospitals. You have to make this and you have to supply it to the Indian hospitals. So I hope now this part is clear. There is one thing, like after the end of patent also, many one can like start producing, but under compulsory licensing, only a few companies are given this contract that you have to manufacture only a limited stock. Okay. Cannot X company ask why they would share to anyone? They would have to. If you have to do business, you have to obey by the government order. And the business which you are in, if you are a pharma company, you are in the business of saving life, and saving life is not a business option, it is mandatory. If a company is having a research which can save life of people, it would have to share it. Whether they get the profit or not, it doesn't matter. So if any company is entering into biopharma, they have to realize this, that this is not like always open, that you will always have profit. You can earn profit in other medicines, but in some medicines where there is a grave importance, you will have to go for compulsory licensing. So it is not done for each and every medicine. It is done only in some cases. It is not a common rule. This is one exception. That's why you are having a few examples in decades. We are having a few examples in decades, that in 2012 this happened, in 2023 this happened. It is not a everyday practice, but as per requirement it can be done. Okay. It is not a daily practice that every day you make a medicine and there will be compulsory licensing. But yes, in some cases where there is a grave importance, grave public importance, it will be done. Okay. Yes. So here we have seen this one part, like as part of the India-UK deal. Now the CL has been like put on sideline. Now it has been replaced by a voluntary licensing. So that's why it has been criticized that it is going to open this opportunity for other countries also. Like right now we are having a deal with United Kingdom. The same deal would be expected by US also. Same deal will be like expected by European Union also, by Canada also, by Australia also, Japan also, other countries also. So if we start extending the voluntary licensing to each and every country, then the provision of compulsory licensing would just become ineffective. So that is one criticism of this scheme. Now, coming to the second part, biofortified potatoes. Coming to the second part, biofortified potatoes. So what we see that like there has been biofortification of potato, and what has been added, there has been addition of iron. There has been addition of iron. Okay. There is one thing like International Potato Center. International Potato Center. So this International Potato Center, it is promoting, this one is promoting the biofortified potatoes. They are promoting this biofortified potatoes. What will be added here? Addition of iron. It is going to have addition of iron, plus there will also be vitamin A. There will also be vitamin A, which is going to be added to this one. Okay. So now what we see that biofortified potatoes, they are going to be like introduced throughout India. They have already been introduced in some states like Karnataka, Assam, West Bengal, Odisha. Okay. So these states are already having, and other parts may also have biofortified foods. In biofortified foods, we are having some addition of some minerals. Now tell me one thing. What will be the significance of iron? The significance of iron. And why this is crucial for India? Okay. Why we are having this addition of iron? How it is going to help? How this is going to help in case of India? what is the special need of addition of iron? Why we are going for iron fortification? Yes. In case of India, there is a very higher prevalence of anemia. There is a higher prevalence of anemia. In fact, what we see that in case of India, we see that near about 2/3 children and around 60% of women are suffering from anemia. Okay. So around 2/3 children under 5 and near about 60% women in the age group of 15 to 49, they are having problem of anemia. They are having this issue of anemia, and as a result of this one biofortified potatoes, they are providing us an alternative. They are providing us one way to like address all these things. And now at the same time, like, why potato? Why potato? Why we have chosen potato for this? Why we have specially chosen potato for this one part? What is the relevance of it? Why we have focused on potatoes? We could have chosen any other thing also, but why potatoes? Yes, because there is one part. You will find that you may dislike one type of vegetable or another type of vegetable. Some people may like Loki, some may like Karela, some may like ladyfinger, some may like spinach, some may like other. Okay. There are multiple types of vegetables which you might like or dislike, but there is one thing which is always common. Okay. There is one thing which is always common, and that is potato. So potato is one such thing which is very much common in India. Okay. So it is one of the most common. It is one of the most common product consumed in India. In most of the vegetables, we are using potatoes. Okay. So potato is one such thing which can be combined with almost all the type of vegetables. If not, if people are going for, let's say, consuming golgappe also, then also have potato. If they are going for consumption of samosa also, then also have potatoes. Aloo paratha also, okay, or other parathas also. You can have potatoes everywhere. And as a result of that, it is going to be one of the most impactful food item which Indians are consuming. And yes, it is not even like it is not even native to India. It has been introduced in India. Just like 300-400 years ago, it was introduced in India. So this is one thing. You can eat anything. If you want, you can eat crispy pakoras also, anything which you want. Okay. So what we see that this is one of the things which is going to be used almost everywhere. Okay. So think about this. Yes, people will be consuming samosas also, and that will be considered good for health also, that it is providing the iron content, vitamin A and everything. If we can just replace the oil, if we can have air fried pakoras, or air fried samosas, like nowadays that option is also available. So then it will be most like a nutritious food. Okay. So this is one part. Why potato has been chosen. Prior to that also, you might have seen that our earlier preference was salt. We have done this one thing. iodized salt. We have also chosen this one part, iodized salt. So salt is one thing which everyone is going to consume, and iodine is very much important for thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is very much important for metabolism. Metabolism is responsible for growth and development of the health of the body, growth and development of the body. So we see that we have chosen another alternative in the past, that is iodized salt. So iodine was added to the salt in terms of fortification. So this has also prevented the prevalence of goiter in India. This has also prevented the prevalence of goiter in India and also helped in improving the nutrition in case of India. So salt is one such example. Nowadays, you might be seeing this edible oil. Edible oil. You may notice that there is a plus F sign on it. You might notice this, that many of the edible oil packets which are coming to your home now might be having a plus F sign. Many of them are like added with the folic acid and iron. Okay. So there may be presence of iron and folic acid. Iron and folic acid may be there. In fact, you will find that the milk which is coming from the dairies and all, so they are also having this vitamin fortification in them. Many of the dairy products which are also coming, now they are also fortified with vitamins or minerals. So food fortification is one such thing which is a way of improving the nutrition profile of people without changing the dietary habits. Okay. So you don't have to ask the people that you should not be consuming potatoes, you should be using dry fruits, you should be using fruits, you should be using this one or that one. So instead of that, we can simply change the nature or the content of that potato. So that is the benefit of biofortification, that you don't have to add or you don't have to change the dietary pattern. If people are consuming rice only, the same rice can be fortified with iron, folic acid, vitamins and all. So if people have a preference that in the morning they will eat idli, in the afternoon they are going to eat idli, in the evening as a snacks they are going to eat idli, in the night as dinner also they are going to eat idli. So in that part also you have this option, you can fortify the rice. So with fortification of rice, that different content which you want to deliver to the population can be done without changing the dietary habit, and at the same time there won't be any additional cost on the population also. So no extra cost, at the same time there is also no such change in dietary pattern. So that is one part which can be done with the help of this food fortification. So right now we are having biofortified foods, but it doesn't mean that you can start consuming samosas day and night. Okay. Just because iron has been added to it, okay, iron has been added to it, so it doesn't mean that from today onwards, you are eating samosas in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, between the food, after the food, before the food, during the lunch time also, during the dinner time also. So it's not like that. There is one advantage, that is of iron, but there can be other disadvantages. So it's not that you can start consuming just this one. Yeah. A doctor भी यही बोल रहे. I think doctors have invaded the newspapers. Doctors may have been writing the articles in newspaper. Now, coming to the next part, there is another thing from health section only. Okay. And that is AI designed proteins. So now what we see that, a group of Harvard scientists, what they have done, they have used AI designed proteins, and with the help of AI designed proteins, they have been able to generate immune cells. Okay. So here what we have seen that there has been use of AI. This AI has been used to develop proteins. These proteins have promoted growth of immune cells, such as T cells. Okay. So this is one thing which we are also seeing here, that in the case of Harvard, there have been some scientists who have used AI, and they have used AI to design a proteins. These proteins have been used to generate large number of immune cells, and they can enhance immunity against various things. These T cells, they can provide immunity. They can provide immunity against viral infections to even cancer. That these immune cells, these T cells, can provide immunity against a wide range of infections, starting from just a few viral infections to, in fact, even problems like cancer. Okay. So how it has been possible? Okay. How it has been possible? Like how we have been able to use some proteins to develop the immune cells. So there is a particular thing. Okay. There is one thing called as notch signaling. There is one thing called as notch signaling. Okay. So basically what we see that it is one such part, this notch signaling, it is basically instructing the stem cells to create immune cells. So notch signaling is one such thing which promotes the growth of immune cell in the body. Okay. When a cell has to differentiate, when a cell has to make a particular type, like in our body, there is one part bone marrow. In the bone marrow, there is a cell called as hematopoietic stem cell. There is a particular stem cell, hematopoietic stem cell. The hematopoietic stem cell, it can create red blood cell also. It can create the multiple types of white blood cells like basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils, okay, monocytes or lymphocytes. In lymphocytes also, we have T cell or B cell, T lymphocyte, B lymphocyte. So suppose we have to prepare T lymphocytes or T cells. So in that situation, what we will see that this notch signaling is giving a signal or activating the immune system to generate the T cells. It means we have to interfere here. We have to activate this. We have to activate this. Need of activation. We need to activate this. And how we can activate this? In order to activate this, we have developed the proteins which will be activated. It will be activated. Means this protein is going to activate the notch signaling. And notch signaling is then instructing the stem cells to create immune cell such as T cells. Okay. So while hematopoietic stem cell can create any type of cell, but in a particular moment, if we need a particular type of cell inside the body, so here we can use this one protein which can be creating this type of cell, which can be activating the notch signaling, which can help in promoting T cells inside the body. Now, what is the usefulness of this? What is the usefulness? See, if a person, what is the usefulness? Let us say that a person is there, they are suffering from a particular disease. Let us say that there is one such like MDR TB. MDR TB. MDR stands for multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. It stands for multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. So now here what we see that the medicines, many of the medicines are not effective. Many of the medicines are not effective. But we know that the T cells of the body, if they are there in sufficient number, they can also kill this bacteria. So what we will do, instead of medicines, we will provide the proteins. These proteins are going to activate, the notch signaling. Notch signaling. And due to this notch signaling activation, there can be production of immune cell. There can be production of immune cell. And this immune cell can then kill the MDR TB. So this is one part. By consumption of a few proteins also, these problems can be like killed. So notch signaling is basically a cell-to-cell communication. Notch signaling is basically a cell-to-cell communication. Between the cells, there is a communication. So that is what we call it notch signaling. So we have to activate this notch signaling, and that activation is being done with the help of a AI designed protein. This team, if we talk about the team which is here, this team is also having David Becker. David Becker, the same scientist who have been using AlphaFold software in order to create new designs of proteins. David Becker is also part of the team, the same scientist who has got this Nobel Prize in chemistry last year for using AI software to create new proteins. So he is also part of this team of the scientists who are creating the proteins in order to activate notch signaling, in order to activate the immune system. So I hope that part is clear. अच्छा, ये छोले चावल लग रहे हैं आपको? It is present in chole chawal. Okay, this is basically a cell. If you look at this, it is a cell. It is not chole chawal, it is a cell. Okay. So this is another part which was there, AI designed cell. Okay. Now we are coming to this one last part. Okay. So there is one such area. There is one thing called as Kamchatka Peninsula. Okay. This is the part, eastern part of Russia. This is there in eastern part of Russia. So what we see that near this region itself, okay, we have seen that a new volcano, it has come up. Okay. The name of it is Krashenikov. Krashenikov. So this is one such area. This is the part where volcano eruption has taken place. So there is a very little chance that they will ask that where this Krashenikov is located, because if you don't know where this Krashenikov is located, I think then you won't have to remember other things. If you don't recognize it by name, if a name like that come, wherever you find Kov or anything, if there is any difficult name, remember it is from Russia. If you are not able to pronunciate it, then understand it is either from Germany or it is from Russia. Okay. These are the two most toughest languages. So if you find a name like that, just try to identify it. It might be from Russia. Yeah. So this is the Kreshnikov volcano. Okay. Last eruption here was in 1550. The last eruption in this area was in 1550. Now, after almost like 450 years, there has been another fresh eruption in this area. So that is one such volcano which has come up. Okay. In this area, there has also been this tsunami impact. Okay. If from Germany, lots of use of you with 2 points above it. Germany and Russia, these are the two languages. Okay. These are the two languages which are one of the most difficult languages. Apart from the one language which was used in Bahubali movie. Okay. So that was next level of language. Apart from that, okay, the language which is difficult, it is one Russian language and one Germany. Okay. Rest all others are easy language. So if you have difficulty in understanding what is there in Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu language is still something which you can, if you know Sanskrit, you can relate with the Tamil language. Yeah. If you know Sanskrit, then you can relate with it. If you don't know Sanskrit, then there will be difficulty. Yeah. So it is matching somewhere there. So we can pronounce it still this part of Tamil language. But if you have to pronounce it the Russian language or German language, then you will find the real difficulty. Yeah. So then we will meet again in the next session. Today we are having only these 4 articles. Yeah. China language, it is not difficult in pronunciation. The Mandarin language which is there, it is difficult in understanding. So there is a different part. Okay. There is one part where there is a difference in understanding, and there is one part where there is difficulty in pronunciation. The Chinese language is having problem in understanding because you don't know what they are saying. But in case of Russian language, it is not about what they are saying. Just by seeing their eyes, you can understand what they are saying. The problem is in pronouncing these words. Okay. देखो अभी आपने जस्ट अगर एनसीईआरटी किया है तो आई थिंक फर्स्ट ट्राई टू कंप्लीट द स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स एंड देन यू कैन डिसाइड. After reading the standard books, then you can decide, because UPSC exam is not the same as it used to be in 2015-16. When just after reading some portions of it, you can easily crack the prelims, and then mains you have sufficient amount of time. So right now I will suggest that go through the standard books, try to prepare for the mains, and then aim for the exam, because now 10 months only are remaining. So let's meet tomorrow, and then we will discuss more such words from Germany and Russia and from India also. Thank you. Take care.